Yo, what's going on, Raider Nation? Raider Ed back again with the recap show of the Raiders and the Rams game. Week 7 is behind us. It is on to week 8. We got the Chiefs coming up, but we are going to recap the Rams and Raiders game, and we are going to look ahead, just like the title says for the thumbnail. Looking ahead, we are going to look ahead, you guys. I've said this in the last live show that we had. I said it to Nate, said it to you guys numerous times. This season is done. Let's wrap it up. Let's win. We could, I will always root for the Raiders to win, but I am looking towards the future. If you do not like truth, if you do not like facts, then might as well don't even be here. Don't even be here. Damn, your Celtics showing no love. Hey, leak guy. Bro, been trying to tell people. What's dangerous, leak guy, is this Celtics team without Jason Tatum having a good shooting performance. Think about that. He was terrible shooting efficiency in the playoffs, bad shooting efficiency in the finals, and the Celtics won convincingly. Yes, that shows that the Boston Celtics as a team is great, but think about it. It's the same team coming back. And if you get a better Jason Tatum shooting wise, bro, this league better watch out. But anyways, that's a story for another day. We're going to talk about Raiders here. Sean Johnson is in the building, in the Ian Rappaport, the Adam Schefter, the Josh Dubois of Raider Nation. I mean, however you want to, slice it, Sean is going to give you the intel. He's going to start it off with this. We should move forward and evaluate this roster, give everyone playing time so we know who should stay in 2025. And that's where I'm at, Sean. I'm seeing all over the internet, all over social media, let's go trade for Cooper Kupp. For those of you that do not know, the Rams have put Cooper Kupp on the trade block. They are accepting calls to possibly move on from Cooper Kupp. And a lot of people are like, oh, bring Cooper Kupp here. Go sign Ryan Tannehill. My thing is this, guys. Why? Why are we going to waste whether that's a 3rd round, 4th round pick on a 31-year-old wide receiver that cannot stay healthy when we just shipped a 32-year-old receiver to New York because his contract was too high? Why not get young at the position? Why are we going to go again, you guys, some fans want to put Band-Aids on positions instead of addressing it the way we need to address it. Stop trying to put a Band-Aid over positions, covering up the wound. You have holes at wide receiver. Stop trying to put it under the rug by going to get a Cooper Kupp. You have issues at quarterback. Stop trying to put it under the rug by maybe going to get a Ryan Tannehill. I'm tired of putting quarterbacks on the back burner, the wide receiver position on the back burner. I know they didn't do that. They got Jacoby, they got Devontae, and then now we have to move on from that. But what I'm saying is, you guys, we're going to go, some fans want to go through that repeating cycle of putting a Band-Aid on a position. The way a playoff team, I'm talking to everyone in the nation, the way a team goes from a losing organization into a playoff stability organization, they draft well. Why have the Raiders sucked for the 23 years? Anyone can answer that. Draft. You look at it from top to bottom. The main reason they could not draft, the Raiders regimes in the past could not draft. We know about the John Gruden drafts. We know about Josh McDaniels wanted to get Bryce Young instead of CJ Stroud. So we pass on that and we go get Tyree Wilson in that draft. The Alex Leatherwoods, the Robert Galleries, the Jamarcus Russells. The draft, we never had a draft that really pushed us into the playoffs. We had potential, was with most of those drafts. There was players that had potential, but they never panned out. They never helped the Raiders take that next step. Yes, we can, there was a lot of problems during those times, whether it was coaching, defense being terrible. But again, that goes back to drafting. Michael Huff, what a name. Nnamdi Asomugha is a name that was I'm not saying he was a bust. By any means, I'm not saying he's a bust. But he was our best corner since Charles Woodson. And we couldn't do nothing to build around him. Khalil Mack and Derek Carr. Look at that 20. Let me put it in perspective. Look at the 2016 team. Derek Carr was drafted in 2014. Khalil Mack, that 2014 draft. Khalil Mack, first round. Derek Carr, second round. Gabe Jackson, third round. I don't really remember. I think Ben Heaney was like fifth round. I don't remember if we had a fourth rounder that year. But that 2014 draft, following up with the 2015 draft, Amari Cooper. You signed Michael Crabtree. You got Latavius Murray as an undrafted rookie in 2014. A lot of that team in 2016, you guys, was free agents that panned out with also a decent draft or even a good draft. You can even put it at that way. And we thought we were going to turn it around, right? Because of the draft. But then notice how the draft started plummeting. 2017, you go get Garyon Conley. He doesn't really pan out because he couldn't really stay healthy. He couldn't really stay on the field. 2018, we get Cleveland Farrell. Or was 2028? What was 2018? Who did we draft in the first round? Was it Clee? No, 2018 was when we went 4-12. Who did we draft in 2018? Who was our first round pick in 2018? I know 2019 was Clee. I don't know who was our first round pick. And my point being, you guys, it's going to come down to the draft for 2025. And I'm assuming that with all the money we're going to have, like Sean Johnson says here, by all the money we're going to have, the free agency should be covered. And also because I don't expect Tom to go on a spending spree. He's going to address the needs of this team. You go get another guard. Graf said it earlier, and I agree with it. When I mean by you need to get a guard, I'm assuming that JPJ, and I'm not even assuming, he needs to go back to the center position. You need to move Jackson Powers Johnson to the center position. Why is Andre James still the starter? I have no idea why. I said last offseason, I would like for us to move on and get JPJ in the draft. We got JPJ in the draft, but Andre James is still here. JPJ is not our center. He is our guard. You need to move him back to center. And draft a guard, bring in a guard from free agency, shore up that offensive line. If you can find a trade partner as we get closer to the trade deadline and you can find a trade partner that wants Kolton Miller, wants his services, trade Kolton Miller. Move Mumford to left tackle. Keep Glaze at right tackle. He is looking like a really, really good right tackle. In the moments that we've seen Mumford at left tackle, he played really well. You just need one more guard. Keep Parham. I would move Parham back on the left side as the left guard. Now you just need a right guard. Shore up that offensive line. You can do that in free agency. You could either do it in free agency or do it in the draft. And then once draft day comes, go get your quarterback of the future in the first round. And why am I like pounding on the table for offensive line? You guys, it is because if we get our first round quarterback, our quarterback of the future, and we possibly get, I'm not saying it's going to happen, we get a GNT. I don't think that's possible. You're not going to get your future quarterback of the your quarterback of the future and get a generational talent running back. Like that's, unless we pull off a massive, massive trade, I don't see that happening, you guys. But there's still some decent running backs coming out in the draft. If you get a running back and he, second round running back, and he becomes a starter come week 1, this offensive line is either going to make or break our quarterback and running back. You can have a Cam Ward. You can have a Genty at running back. It does not matter if you have an offensive line that cannot hold up, that cannot block. And the thing is, they're not that. If you look at it, you have Mumford at left tackle, you have Parham at left guard, you have JPJ at manning that center position. You get, it's a question mark at right guard, and then you have Glaze at right tackle. It's not a bad offensive line. It's not. Talent-wise, it is not a bad offensive line, but scheme matters. Is James Craig scheme, will it work next season? Will Getsy's scheme work next season? So far, what I'm seeing, it is not working, and we need a new offensive scheme. We need a new offensive coordinator. We need a new offensive line coach, because the scheme that we're running right now is not working based off how the offensive line is playing. They should not be playing this bad. They shouldn't. They should be playing. Not, I wouldn't even say they should be playing better, because, of course, there's injuries on that offensive line. We have 2 rookies on that offensive line, but they shouldn't be playing as bad, getting pushed back, and Minshew running for his life, Aiden O'Connell having to hurry throws. Imagine what our quarterbacks can do with, and actually, I wouldn't even say that, because Minshew is just playing terrible. He is playing terrible. But with Aiden on his side, we've seen what Aiden can do when given time in the pocket. He can spread the football around. He gets the football out quick, and he is accurate with the football. When pressure is there in his face, he folds. He folds. He's either going to take a sack, or he's going to make an ill-advised throw by rushing the throw. And I'm not saying it will result in a turnover. Most times it results in an incompletion. He either underthrows it or overthrows it, throws it to the sideline. That offensive line, you guys, has to be shored up. And that's what kind of worries me going into next season, is will the offensive line be shored up? I don't know. I hope it will, because I will be happy and ecstatic if we get a Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders or any top quarterbacks, because we haven't seen the underwear Olympics yet, and the combine. We haven't seen any quarterbacks, and when it comes actual to draft night, what is the draft stock going to look like for a set of quarterbacks? I like Cam Ward. I want Cam Ward to be the pick, but it's not going to matter if he can't sit back in the pocket and cook the defense and dissect the defense. If he snaps that football and he's already running for his life, why the hell did you, you just brought this kid here and you're going to shatter his confidence before it even gets started? Shout out to Leak Guy. He says, I'd rather draft. I mean, look at these teams right now. They're in a win now mode. Lions, Commanders, Houston. I hope Telesco cooks in next year's draft. And it was all made by the draft. Leak Guy, like you said, it was all due to the draft. The Raiders have to finally wake up as an organization and draft right. I'm tired of going to sign, putting big money to, big name free agents for them to come here and not even do anything. Stop depending on big name free agents to turn this around. Max Crosby drafted. He's trying to change this. It's going to take draftees to change this around. Derek Carr, Khalil Mack, guys who we drafted, wanted to change this organization around. And Max Crosby, a guy that we drafted, wants to change this organization around. A guy that we traded for, and Devontae Adams wanted to change this organization around. And guess what? He requested a trade. He wanted to get the hell out of here. Big names from other teams don't want to change what we have going on here. People who are drafted here will want to change what's going on here. They will be the ones that want to bring the Raiders out of the shit show that we're seeing right now, out of the losing seasons, the past 23 years. They're going to be the ones to change this around. Not no free agency. Focus on the draft, Raider Nation. That is my message to you. Focus on the draft. Any of these teams that, we're putting Cooper Kupp on the trade block, or what about Ryan Tannehill, or what about this, bro? What about that? Forget it. Draft, 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 draft. That's what we have to focus on. The draft. This is going to be the most important draft. I say it every single year. You know why? Because the draft is what's going to turn this thing around. If we fail the draft, we're going to fail the season. If we hit in the draft, then the season, hey, we might have a good chance. Look at what Brock Bowers is doing, you guys. With the piss poor play at quarterback, him being the number one receiver, he has no help when it comes from his quarterback, from the receivers, from this entire offense. And he's still putting up crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. You're telling me we can't fix this shit through the draft? That's what it's going to take, you guys. That is what it's going to take. This upcoming draft, you have to hit every single pick to let's go. Every single pick. From round 1 to round 7. I know mid rounds and late rounds usually don't pan out. I don't care. Hit. Your scouting department, Telesco, is going to be having the spotlight on them. Sean Johnson, build through the draft and get guys in free agency that makes sense. A mixed bag of that next season will be on our way. And yes, Sean, I know I was not – free agency is important. But you got to bring guys here that want to win. Bring guys here that just don't want a paycheck. Like T. Higgins, I do like the idea of bringing in a T. Higgins. But T, let me ask you this. Are you coming to Las Vegas for the paycheck, or you come here because you actually do want to win football games for the Las Vegas Raiders? That you want to help them win football games? Or are you just coming here to collect a paycheck? Because most big name free agents do that, you guys. They come to the Raiders to receive a paycheck. Not to win football games. And Super Omicron, why not? Desmond Ridder is 25 years old. Atlanta gave up on him. This is exactly what Tom Brady is talking about. People need to go watch that video and get reminded that the NFL is failing young quarterbacks by not developing them. That's why I said, hey, go get a Cam Ward. But using that first, but make sure he don't play, Cam Ward and Aiden O'Connor are going to be splitting reps. No, don't do that. Cam Ward is the starter. Let him get the first team reps from off season to the start of the season to the rest of the season. Desmond Ridder was splitting reps. He was splitting reps with Taylor Heinicke, I believe, at one point. Atlanta never gave him a fair shot. I'm not saying he'll be a great quarterback with us. I'm just saying, give the kid a shot. Oh, what do we have to lose? We're 2-5, you guys. We're 2-5. What do we have to lose at this point? We're losing football games already. I'm seeing people crying like, oh, Desmond Ridder starting the tank is really on. Bro, the tank was on when we put Minshew as a starter. Like, what? Like, you guys are saying stuff that has already been happening before Ridder even got here, before Ridder was even signed. We're 2-5. We're losing football games now. What will change? If Ridder loses football games, what will be the difference that hasn't already happened? Super, heard they will likely blow it up and start over again if Brady and Telesco are on the same page. And then we're going to be stuck in 20 more years of losing. Because the thing is, Super, they don't have to blow it up completely. And if I'm getting the idea that you're leading to possibly a Max, because blowing it up is trading Max Crosby. I'm sorry. Blowing it up is trading Max Crosby away and getting hell of draft capital for him. That's blowing it up in my eyes. Is you're trading Max Crosby away. That is my meaning of blowing it up. Now I don't know what their meaning of blowing it up is, But that when I hear the word blow up and Raiders attached to it, Max Crosby is not going to be a Raider. And I'm not saying, there's not me saying that, hey, I agree they need to blow it up. I'm just saying that's how I'm interpreting it. If Brady and Telesco are going to blow it up, my interpretation is they're trading Max Crosby away and they want draft capital. That they value draft picks over Max Crosby, which I don't know how in your mind that makes sense. I don't know. Shout out to Sean Johnson. So far, Tom Telesco's 2024 draft looking decent. First round pick, tight end, offensive assassin Brock Bowers. Second round pick, JPJ. Third round pick, DJ Glaze. Fourth, DeCamerion Richardson. Fifth, Eichenberg. Eichenberg is still a question mark, Sean, because he's been injured. But Cameron Richardson had pretty. I think he had a. I gotta go. I gotta wait till the film comes out. But I didn't notice he was playing. I didn't notice he was playing until he got targeted, and I believe it was an incomplete pass on him. But I definitely want to watch some tape, see how he played. But hey, Graf is high on DeCamerion Richardson, and I want to see more out of him. We're in a situation, you guys. Now I want to see Tom Telesco's 2024 draft get some burn. Put in Trey Taylor. Put in Dylan Labe. Let's see what we can get out of this 2024 draft. Why draft guys and not play them? I never understand that. You draft guys and don't play them. Like Dylan Labe. He got one offensive snap. Yes. Was it an ugly one? He fumbled? Yes, but how is the kid going to learn with no reps? How is Trey? I mean, I know Trey Taylor's easing his way back to injury, but when he gets healthy, we're not going to play him? How's he going to get better? That's what I'm trying to understand from our coaching staff, from AP. How is our young guys going to get better? We're losing right now. You're already down to the practice squad with the injury-ridden team. Why are we not giving our young guys, our 2024 draftees, some burn? I get it. Like I said, with Tommy Eichenberg injured, Trey Taylor's coming back from injury. Come on. Put the young guys in there. Bro, put JPJ at center. This upcoming week, you guys, Andre James is about to get 8. Chris Jones is about to eat up this boy. He's about to eat his breakfast, eat his lunch, eat his dinner, and Andre James is going to do nothing about it but get pushed back into Gardner Minshew's lap. Andre James is 276 pounds, while JPJ natural position is 328 pounds. He's a 17 pounds heavier than DT Chris Jones at 311. And Sean, JPJ loves football. He loves to block. He wants to kick ass. You think he don't want to go after Chris Jones? You don't think he wants to go put Chris Jones on his ass? Have Chris Jones whining to the refs like, oh, Powers Johnson is playing too rough. He's blocking too aggressively. Bro, Jackson Powers Johnson wants to put Chris Jones on his ass probably more than anybody. Why? Because Chris Jones is one of the top defensive tackles in the league. When you want to make a name for yourself, you want to go after the best. Sean, me and you watch WWE. I know it's scripted, but when they want to make a name for a young superstar, what does the storyline go to? It goes to the top dog. Them attacking the top dog, trying to make a name for themselves. In the NFL, I guarantee Jackson Powers Johnson is like, I want to put my name on the map. Give me Chris Jones every single day. Give me Chris Jones every single day. I want to make a name for himself. And the way I make a name for myself, the way I get better is I go against the best. Bro, Andre James is probably shaking in his shoes right now, thinking about Sunday. Sean, you need a solidified. You need to solidify your entire offensive line and get Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders and Alshon Jeanty. Not possible. Go get the second or third best running back in the draft. That's what I think they should lean to Also Sean, which, like I said, getting Ashton is literally like a dream scenario. But getting Cam Ward and Shador or Shador, that's not a dream scenario. That's likely going to happen. You're going to get one or the other. And then, yes, second round comes, you get the second or third best running back in the draft. And if there's starts to be a run on running backs, get a running back, trade back up, go get a running back. I don't see it happening, but that's what that is exactly where I'm leading to, Sean. Quarterback first round, running back second round. That is where I'm going to come draft day. Sean Johnson, I think worst case, next draft, we will be able to move up in worst case, unlike this year. Yeah, and that's if we win meaningless games. That's if we win some meaningless games. And let's go into the recap, you guys. Salute to DeMarcus Webb for pulling up. Let's get into the recap, you guys. So the Rams beat the Raiders 20-15. That brings the Rams record to 2-4. That brings the Raiders record to 2-5, 1-3 on the road, and the Rams are 2-1 at home. The box score reads for Los Angeles passing: Matthew Stafford, he was 14 for 23, 154 yards, 6.7 yards per pass. He had no touchdowns, one interception. He did get sacked one time. He had a QBR of 43 and a passer rating of 62.6. He's been putting up these numbers all season, but I gotta give credit to the defense. He's still a vet. Stafford is still a vet. He has Sean McVay, in his corner. He could have cooked us. And I thought Stafford was going to cook us, honestly. I really thought Stafford was going to cook us. On the opposite side of that, Las Vegas passing: Aiden O'Connell, he was 6 for 10, 52 yards before suffering I believe it was a broken thumb. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks with that injury. 5.2 yards per pass. He had no touchdowns, no interceptions. He did not get sacked once. He had a QBR of 42.9 and a passer rating of 73.8. The guy that came in and filled his shoes, our backup, Gardner Minshew, was 15 for 30. Bro, this is nasty work coming in as a reliever and finishing with these numbers. This is nasty. 15 for 34, 154 yards, 4.5 yards per pass, no interceptions or no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, got sacked twice, had a QBR of 12.7 and a passer rating of 21. I want to hold there on the box score, because if that doesn't show that we need a quarterback, you guys, I don't know what does. If this game does not show that we need a quarterback, I don't know what game AAP you need to see, but this is a game I'm circling where it's like, yeah, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. Bro, 3 interceptions is nasty. And what's crazy, what pisses me off, you guys, is then people on social media want to blame the defense. That's what pisses me off. Is people want to blame this defense, an injury-ridden defense that is marching out there week in and week out, having to bail this offense out. When you look at the box score, you see like last week, the defense got gashed in the running game, yes. But yards don't win football games. Points do. There's a point in these football games that the Raiders offense has a chance. The defense keeps them in the game by giving up field goals. Yeah, they'll give up long drives, but they'll hold the offense to 3 points. But eventually, this defense gets gassed. Field goals start turning into touchdowns. The more and more that this offense struggles, the more and more the defense is going to get gassed, and the offense is going to start cooking. And I was waiting for the Rams to start cooking. They never picked it up. And again, yes, the running game for the Rams got over 100 yards. Kyren Williams was the leading running back, 21 carries, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long of the day was 14. Xavier Smith had 2 carries for 30. His long of the day was 24. Overall, The Rams rushed 28 times, had 115 yards rushing, with the lone 2 touchdowns by Kyren Williams. But guess what, you guys? 3 interceptions put the Rams in short field positions. Short field positions, which made it easy. On the flip side of that, the Raiders had 29 carries as a team, 122 yards on the ground with no touchdowns. Alexander Mattison being the lead back, 23 carries with 92 yards. Zamir White had 3 carries for 13 yards. And outside of that, you had Trey Tucker with the carry, 11 yards. DJ Turner with the carry, 4 yards. Minshew with the carry, 2 yards. Our leading receiver was Brock Bowers. 10 catches on 14 targets, 93 yards, long of 25. Trey Tucker had 3 catches for 36 on 8 targets. Alexander Mattison had 3 catches on 3 targets, 31 yards. Harrison Bryant, 2 catches on 2 targets, 19 yards. Zamir White, 1 catch for 14 on 1 target. DJ Turner, 2 on 7 for 13. And for the Rams, Tyler Johnson was the leading receiver. 4 catches, 57 yards on 7 targets. Tutu Atwell, 6 catches for 51 yards, 9 targets. Colby Parkinson, 2 catches for 32 yards on 2 targets. Demarcus Robinson, 1 catch on 3 targets, 9 yards. Hunter Long, 1 catch for 5 yards on 1 target. Gardner Minshew had 1 fumble. He lost it with the 3 interceptions. He had a total of 4 turnovers, you guys. Nasty, nasty work. Nasty, nasty work. And yes, Orlando, this is facts. Defense doesn't throw interceptions. They don't fumble the football. People expect this defense to highlight. How many times, what do you guys want from this defense? They're being put in a short field, and you guys want them to hold them to 3. Bro, they shouldn't even be put in that position. Drive after drive after drive. Short field, short field, short field. Let's go back to something, y'all. Let me go to a play-by-play real quick. And it was in the 3rd quarter. Shout out to ESPN. Let's go to the 3rd. Let's go to the 3rd real quick. All right. Let me see. So right now, it is 20 to 9. You guys, it is 20 to 9. The Rams are up 20 to 9. It is getting close to the end of the 3rd quarter. And the defense makes a play. Right here, 2nd and 10 on the Rams 47. It is intercepted by Nate Hobbs, and Nate Hobbs returns it 34 yards to the Rams' 14-yard line. He puts the Raiders in automatic red zone. Automatic red zone. You need 14 yards. You score a touchdown, this game is a 4-point game. Early in the 4th quarter. What did you do? Here's what you did. 1st and 10. Minshew pass short left to Bowers for 6 yards. There's a penalty on Andre James. Ineligible man downfield. That was a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15. You run the football for 6 yards. 2nd and 9. DJ Turner tries to rush for 4 yards. They challenged. I guess there was a challenge there. 3rd and 5. And Gardner Minshew incomplete pass. You settle for a field goal. That is my point, you guys. What do you guys want this defense to do? And then on top of that, we get a field goal, and what happens the drive after? Defense holds them to a missed field goal. Yes, you guys can be on the kicker, but hey, they could have gave up a touchdown. The defense missed field goal. How did the Raiders respond? Oh, we're going to get another field goal of our own. You score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, you potentially tie the football game. Nope, you get a field goal, and on top of that, you killed the clock, by the way, because that drive was a 15-play, 66-yard drive, took 7 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock. AP, why are we kicking field goals? When our drive is looking like that, 4th and goal, and you kick a field goal. 4th and goal, and we kick a field goal after killing 7 minutes off the clock. Tell me you don't want to win without telling me you don't want to win. I know that may look like I'm saying these players don't want to win. I'm not saying the players don't want to win, but this is scared coaching. This is conservative coaching right here. 15 plays, 66 yards, 7 minutes, 25 taken off the clock, and you kick a field goal at 4th and goal from the Rams 9. I don't care if it's from the Rams 9. Punch it in for a touchdown. Punch it in for a touchdown. Now, if you only killed 2 minutes off the clock, then maybe, yeah, go for a field goal. But, bro, you killed so much time. Your drive started with 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Your drive ended with 2 minutes and 46 seconds. And on top of that, you know what's funny? On top of that, your defense ends up stopping them. Your 3 timeouts do come in to work because your defense forces a 3 and out. Or not 3 and out, but they only killed a minute and 7 off the clock. You had a minute and 39 seconds from the 11 to drive down the field and potentially get a game-winning touchdown, but I knew how this was going to go. It was going to go like this. Gardner Minshew passed deep right, intended for DJ Turner, intercepted by Jay McCullough at the Las Vegas 34. He returned it for 2 yards. The Rams ended up kneeling down, ending the game. Where did the defense screw up? It was getting crunch time, you guys. And all I'm seeing is from the Rams. From after the second quarter, from the Rams, punt. Raiders threw an interception. Rams got a touchdown off the interception. Raiders got a field goal. Rams got threw an interception. Raiders got another field goal off interception. The Rams only scored, let me see, 7 points? Is that what I'm seeing? Or 6 points? Because they missed the extra point on that touchdown. They only scored 7 or 6 points in the second half, you guys. The Rams only scored 6 points in the second half. And people want to blame this defense? You guys, really? Am I watching the same thing you guys are watching? Because what I'm seeing is an offense struggling to even put up a touchdown. An offense struggling to score 6 points. An offense is struggling to score 6 points. Bro, guys, we can have the number 1 defense in the NFL. We're not winning football games with our offense not being able to put up 6 points. And we have to lean on Daniel Carlson to score 14 points. We're losing football games every single week. What are we talking about here? That the defense is the problem. What do you guys want the defense to do? Hold the team to no points? That's not being real in the NFL. Stop playing Madden. Okay, that's Madden on rookie mode. That's not real life. That's not real football. The defense will give up points. It is not the defense's job to score points. That's the offensive job. The offense needs to figure it the fuck out. Why is it so hard to score 6 points? You're in the fucking NFL getting paid millions of dollars, and you can't put up 6 points. You know how bad we are, you guys? I'm convinced we will lose to a high school team. There's the worst team in the NFL. There's the worst team in college football. There's the worst team in high school football in the nation. There's 50 feet of crap. And then there's the Raiders. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I am lying. The tank job is real, you guys. The tank job is in full effect. And if you are not with it, hey, it's going to be a long season. If you think that we have a chance against the Chiefs, I'm already playing an efficient day, you guys. Why? Because do I really think they got a chance against the Chiefs? I'm gonna watch the game. Don't get me wrong, because I got the NFL. I got the NFL app on my phone. But I'm gonna do something that I love doing while listening to the game. I'm not gonna sit on my couch. I'm not gonna waste 3 hours of my time watching this team get the brakes blown out off of them because their offense can't do shit. So I'm gonna listen into the game while I'm doing something that I love to enjoy. And is that wrong of me to do? For my mentalness, because this team has got me ripping my hair out, making me look stupid, thinking they was gonna, take the league by storm. I'm gonna go on a Sunday while everyone's away from the water, and I'm gonna have more. I have more luck of catching a fish than the Raiders have at scoring a touchdown against the Chiefs. Yes, I said that. I have a more of a chance at catching a fish than the Raiders do scoring a touchdown against the Chiefs. And I'm talking about an offensive touchdown, y'all, not a defensive touchdown. Orlando, 30-6. F it, bro. 40-6, actually. You know what? 40, bro. You know what, Mahomes? Just put a 50 burger on us. 51-6. 51-6. And y'all may be calling me, oh, Raider, hey, you being a negative Nancy and all this. No. What have I seen? What have I seen that makes me believe, oh, they just gonna turn this shit around in a week? I've seen 7 weeks of complete crap as an offense. This season is done, y'all. I'm wrapping this season up. I'm getting ready for the off season. I'm already looking at some college players that I want to, look into the draft, getting ready to see who's going to come out in free agency next season. Let's get ready for the off season. Let's get ready for the off season. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the off season has came quick in week 8. Is it week 8 or week 7? I believe week 7 just passed, right? Let me see. Yeah, so week 8 of the NFL season, y'all. And it's already the Raiders off season. We just happen to be playing football games during the off season. Bro, Orlando, facts. We're the bad news bears of the NFL. And hopefully Brady can be the one that brings us out of this. But at this point, I'm just wait and see. Wait and see. It's getting to the point, Orlando, that I don't even know how am I gonna feel when they do turn this thing around? Orlando. Like, I feel like when the Raiders do turn it around, it's gonna be like I'm gonna look at it like it's like the boy who cried wolf. Like, it's like, man, I want to get happy, but I seen this story before. You went to the playoffs in 2016 and we thought you was gonna turn it around, and then you had what, 3 more losing seasons after that? Oh, 2021. Fans are back in the stadium. First season with fans at Allegiant. First time ever with fans at Allegiant Stadium. They made it to the playoffs. They had to get lucky to get there. We signed Davante Adams. Oh, bro, we're gonna go back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time in a long time. Nope. 6-11, 8-9. Once again, trying to get us hype with the AP hire, making all these moves. Even though with the offense, with Gardner Minshew and Getsy, I had a feeling. I was like, bro, this offense might be a shit show. But we thought that the defense would make up for that. Injuries happen, and the Raiders got hit with it. And now we're 2-5. My worry, Orlando, is that when the Raiders start winning, I'm not going to know how to react to it. Because I don't know if it's going to be sustainable winning or if it's just a one-season wonder. I want to see consistent winning. And I've witnessed what that could look like in 2016, in 2021. I didn't see, and shout out to every, older Raider fan that's got to witness the greatness of the Raiders in the 70s, in the early 80s. I think it was like early 80s. But I've only witnessed 2 seasons where I got a feeling of what winning looked like. Just for the next season to be completely the opposite of what happened the season prior. And it's like this organization doesn't know how to sustain winning. They win, they have, in those 2 seasons, Jack Del Rio, it seemed like he didn't know he forgot how to win. In 2021, I think luck was really on our side. I'll be honest. I think luck was really on our side. But after having a season like that, you had all the momentum going into next season. And you still fumbled the bag. Orlando. I'm not going to say AP doesn't know football because he played it. He played the game. Maybe he doesn't know football now, if that's what you mean. But I completely agree with you. I would like to have if Ben Johnson is available and there's a chance he can come here, why not? Why not? He can be possibly our Andy Reid. And I say that because Andy Reid is an offensive genius. But we look at him like that now. Prior to the Chiefs, nobody was talking about Andy Reid as being one of the greatest coaches of all time. Maybe in Eagles history, but in the NFL, no. An offensive genius, nada. That talk was with the Eagles fan base, with the Eagles organization. Now, when he went to the Chiefs, that's when. And Orlando, yeah, Mahomes is a big part of that. But let's not act like Mahomes made a big difference. The only big difference that Mahomes made to Andy Reid was he got him jewelry. Andy Reid took a 2-4 team, Orlando, and made them 11-5 the following year, turning the offense completely around with Alex Smith at quarterback. Ever since Andy Reid has been there, the Chiefs made the playoffs. Every year since Andy Reid has been the head coach of the Chiefs, they made the playoffs every single season. And a lot of people say, oh, he has Mahomes. He had Alex Smith. And you know what, Orlando? You know what Andy Reid did? Andy Reid was making the playoffs every single season. That was not good enough for Andy Reid. I'm going to trade Alex Smith to the Washington Redskins. I'm going to trade up into the first round. In the first round, I'm going to trade up to the number 10 overall pick. And I want to get that guy from Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes, because I believe that is the quarterback that we need to get a Super Bowl win. And look at it now. And that's why I know a lot of people say, why would Ben Johnson come here? Andy Reid went to a 2-14 team. Ben Johnson can look at the situation and look at it as I possibly can locate my quarterback because that team is looking like they're going to have a top. They're going to have fast forward from now because it would already be set. He could look at this like I have a top 3 pick. I could locate my quarterback. I got all this money with the GM to spend. And I believe that's another thing, you guys. Ben Johnson believes and has confidence in his playbook. He believes in his playbook. I'm not even a Lions fan, and he has me believing in his playbook. I don't know if you guys got a chance to catch any Lions games. I don't watch the full games. I usually catch them on Red Zone. Bro, the way that offense is structured, dude, I want anything to change this offense. If I could watch the Raiders be doing what the Lions are doing, and I know the Lions got a good defense, but you guys, when healthy, this Raiders defense can be just like the Lions. When healthy, when they have all their pieces on the field, and this offense isn't holding them back. That's the thing, you guys. People don't look at it as the Detroit Lions defense doesn't have to play pressured like all the pressure's on them. They can play freely. They can trust their instincts. They can trust the way the coaches coach them. They don't have to put more pressure on themselves. Why? Because they have an offense that they believe in that can score points. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think our defense has the confidence in our offense? There was a report that I heard that there was a report. I think it was shout out to Hammer and Joe. I think it came from Joe. And he said he got a text that once Aiden O'Connell went down and Minshew went in, that it looked like the Raiders team quit. And honestly, that just shows me they didn't have confidence in Minshew. That should show you guys. The defense is deflated. Why? Because they have to defend for an offense that can't even put up points. So when they go out there on that field, they're like Nate Hobbs. I got an interception. I got to take this to the house. Because my offense can't score. It's crazy, you guys. But I don't want to dive so much into a rant. Maybe when Nate comes on, we'll get more. But those are my thoughts, you guys. Those are my thoughts. We talked about the Raiders and Rams game. We looked ahead to my fishing trip that I'm going to have Sunday. But yeah, you guys, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. It's time to go. Like, I'm going numb. I went numb. If y'all got some optimism, please give it over to me. I'm going to need it. I'm never going to stop loving this team. These losses are not going to make me hate this team. I love this team. That's why I'm frustrated. That's why I'm pissed off. It's because I love this team. I want to go to work and talk my shit. All those Niner fans at my job, I want to rub it in their face that my team is winning and their team isn't. I can't. Yeah, they lost Sunday, but we did too. And we suck worse than them. I want to be able to defend like the shit that I talk about this team. Can they back that up? I know they don't give a F about any of us. Like, of our shit talking. But it'd be nice, that they can defend our shit talking. It'd be nice. All we want is wins. That's all we want. All we want is wins. And what is it going to take to get back there? I don't know. But I know the answer isn't going to be fixed this season. It's going to be fixed after the season. It has to be fixed after the season. It has to be. But shout out to everyone that pulled up, you guys. On the way out, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like. If you guys like what you guys see out of Raiders Primos, please do not hesitate. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on the way out. And hit that bell so you guys are not missing anything from Raiders Primos. I will see you guys in the next live show. Unless anything else breaks, we will be live on either tomorrow or Thursday. And I'll see if I can get Nate to pull up. I'll see how his work schedule is looking. I try to schedule these live shows that fits both of our schedules, but it is getting difficult, you guys. So bear with me on that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed Tuesday and stay safe. Because because I know the world is getting uglier than it's getting better. Love y'all. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.